Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to our Self-Care Saturday episode. Today we're going to be making an Icy Hot using essential oils. But as usual, let's go ahead and go over the materials before we dive into our workshop. For today's workshop, we're going to be working with some olive oil, some shea butter, yellow's beeswax, and then we have 6 different types of essential oils we are going to be using. We have peppermint, eucalyptus, clove, cinnamon, calendula, and camphor. And then as far as your mixing stuff, we're going to use the double boiler method with a pot and then a glass container in it. And we're going to boil the waters to melt the shea butter and yellow's beeswax together. Your stove, I'm using a hot plate today. And then we're going to be using a tablespoon, measuring spoon, and then a quarter measuring cup. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Okay everyone, we did skip a step. I turned on my hot plate so that way we can get the water boiling, so you're not seeing me struggle for the about 10-15 minutes trying to wait for the water. And then we also didn't talk, we need a sealable container in order to keep everything in. But with your shea butter, you're going to go ahead and measure out 1/4 or 1/4 cup. Let's see if I can get some in here. And if it's a little over, that is fine, because shea butter comes with some holes in it, and it's not going to be a perfect 1/4 cup. Then all you just need is an extra spoon to scoop out the insides, because it's also a little difficult to work with. It is kind of buttery after all. Okay. While we are waiting for that to liquefy, we're also going to add our olive oil. And our olive oil is the same measurement, 1/4 cup. And if you are unfamiliar with the double boiler method that we have here, all it is you have a pan, you put a glass container in the pan so that it fits snugly, and then you just got to make sure to put some water into the pan, and then as the water boils, it heats up the glass container, and it's going to melt whatever you have in it. Beeswax does come in various forms. In some other previous videos we used bars. Today we're using some pellets. With the pellets, you're going to measure out 2 tablespoons. And like I said, it's okay if it's a little bit over. And then we're just going to wait for this to boil together. Make sure that both the shea butter and the yellow beeswax pellets are liquefied. You want to make sure when you're doing this that you're evenly distributing the pellets around and your liquid, just so that way when the glass heats up, it's heating up the surface evenly and it's melting all your pellets together. And in just a minute or so, you can see that almost all the pellets are liquefied. Give it a few good stirs. We're going to go ahead and turn off our heat. Now that it's all liquefied, we're going to go ahead and pour it into our container. Before we do that, we want to make sure to get our essential oils ready. You can find these around town here in Gallup, all these ingredients you can. I did have to special order the camphor oil as well as the calendula oil. Got both of them from Amazon for relatively like $5 a piece. And then yellow beeswax you're gonna have to order online. But everything else you can find locally here at the co-op, Walmart, the Safeway, any other grocery store. Some of the essential oils get from Tiffany's House of Essential Oils too, as well as the co-op. Before we add our liquid, just to give you a heads up that the glass pan is hot, so you got to be careful. Use some, I almost said hot plate, some mittens or something to prevent yourself from getting burned. But in our container, we're going to go ahead and add our essential oils. This part is going to take the longest. Your camphor oil, you're going to add 45 drops. And I'm just going to guesstimate. I'm not going to count every single drop unless you want to. But I'm just going to guesstimate 45. And then you'll do 35 peppermint. Go ahead and get some cinnamon and do 25. We are descending by fives, so up next we have 20 drops of eucalyptus. And then we're going to go ahead and add our clove, which is 15 drops. And last but not least is your calendula. It does say 1/4 teaspoon of calendula, but we're going to go ahead and continue our number of fives, so we're going to do 10 of the calendula. Very strange aroma. Can really smell the peppermint and the cinnamon. But with all of our essential oils in our container, like I said, you're going to be careful with your pan. But you can go ahead and pour your entire ingredients into your container. And you can double the recipe if you want to and put it in a larger container, or make them as gifts too as well. But with that, we're going to go ahead and, well, actually not close the lid just yet. We're going to put this in the refrigerator for a good 20-ish minutes for all the ingredients to solidify, and then you'll be able to use it. Welcome back. So I put this in the fridge for about 20 minutes and it's already solidified enough. When you're about to use it, you just get some on your hands or your fingers and rub in the affected area. Just a gentle massage into, like I said, whatever area you're working with. I don't know what I did to this arm earlier this week, but it kind of hurts. So we're just gonna massage it in and then just leave it. When you store this, be sure to store it at room temperature and make sure it is in a sealable container to keep in that freshness. With that, thank you for joining me today for our self-care video. We worked on an Icy Hot using some essential oils. We used the 3 key ingredients: yellow beeswax, shea butter, and olive oil, and then 6 different types of essential oils. I will have the name of every single one of these ingredients in the description of this video, so that way it's easier for you to find. If you haven't already, be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and so much more. It is available on our homepage of our website. You can click the logos and then it'll take you directly to our page. My name is Joshua. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.